that their life is falling apart without you. Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. Are you curious about what happens when a narcissist realizes they're worse off without you? Stay tuned for my video on this fascinating phenomenon. Let's delve into the complex dynamics that unfold when a narcissist comes to this realization. Having dealt with narcissists, both professionally and personally, I can attest that it's a mix of hilarity and confusion. This has driven my determination to address this issue. Narcissists have crossed my path in my legal career and personal life, giving me first-hand experience of the chaos, distress, and turbulence they create. Now consider the narcissist's dilemma. They degrade you and commit numerous wrongdoings, employing destructive mental games, passive aggression, and outright aggression. You struggle to escape their grasp, to preserve your sanity and spirit. In a twist of irony, they wonder why you left. They soon realize they need you back and can't thrive without you. So, what happens when they discover life is worse without you? Here's an important note. Do not go back to them. If you've managed to escape, hold on to your newfound freedom, be grateful, and never look back. You shouldn't let them back into your life. Despite their claims, they haven't changed. Recognizing and accepting this is crucial. Let's recap. You've moved on and won't return to their lives. They notice your lack of nostalgia. You've erased them from your life, as I always advise. This effectively cuts off their lifeline. You deprive them of their narcissistic supply, the constant need for adoration and validation that makes them feel valued and alive. Without your acts of boosting their image, they resort to belittling, degrading, and mistreating you, deriving a perverse satisfaction from it. As narcissists come to terms with the fact that you won't return and their supply source has dried up, they will go through several stages similar to grief: denial, rage, bargaining, and possibly acceptance. However, full acceptance might never be achieved. Their behavior has been compared to winter stockpilers who hoard jams, jellies, and sauces. Similarly, narcissists gather their supplies from various sources, always seeking more. They expect you to continue feeding their egos, but instead manipulate and cause you pain, trauma, and chaos. In simple terms, they took your presence for granted, treating you terribly and laughing at how they got away with it, assuming you'd always be there. They believed you would tolerate their actions indefinitely, unable to grasp the consequences of their behavior. They didn't expect you to leave, even after their so-called therapy. One paradox of narcissists is their deep fear of abandonment. They dread being alone and want you to stay in their lives. Sometimes they experience what's known as a narcissistic collapse, which is an unpleasant sight. In my video, What Happens When a Narcissist Collapses?, I delve into this topic further. Despite their fear of abandonment, their actions often drive people away. After you leave, they rally their flying monkeys to triangulate the issue and maintain their narcissistic satisfaction from the ensuing drama. They enjoy making you miserable, turning people against you, and inciting jealousy. This marks the beginning of their campaign. Their next move is retaliation. In an attempt to regain control, they might bombard you with calls or texts to vent their anger. They may even resort to stalking in their frantic attempts to get you back. Tactics like love bombing or hoovering might be employed. Their goal is to trap you again and preserve their supply. In extreme cases, they may file lawsuits to intimidate you, sending the message, "You're not going to escape from me that easily." For a better understanding, check out my video, What Happens When You Go Silent on a Narcissist? Eventually, they realize you're not coming back, leading to a cascade of desperate emotions. Deprived of their narcissistic supply, they urgently seek a new source, often acting erratically and aggressively. They might lie and manipulate to cast themselves as the victim and you as the villain, aiming to reclaim power and find a new supplier. As time passes and you remain distant, they come to terms with your permanent absence. This realization triggers their worst fear: abandonment. They begin to struggle, and self-pity replaces any guilt they might have felt for hurting you. They realize how much they relied on your emotional support, hard work, and contributions to their image. You provided money, status, and various forms of support, all of which they valued. That's why they were initially drawn to you. When they comprehend that all this is lost, they become upset. It's not you as a person they miss, but the benefits you provided. They never saw you as worthless, despite how they treated you. They chose you for your value. Without you around to support and validate them, they might start to recognize your worth more acutely. They may grieve and become angry, not because they miss your presence, but because they miss the perks and advantages you brought. This realization can lead to rage, frustration, desperation, and self-pity. As they mourn the loss of their valuable narcissistic supply, they might attempt to manipulate you again. Remember, their grief is about losing what you provided for them, not you as a person. In their struggle to cope with this loss, they may try to further devalue you in their own mind and to others. They might spread rumors, smear your reputation, or otherwise attack you. This behavior is their way of regaining control and soothing their ego. Always keep in mind that their actions reflect their insecurities and fears, not your worth. Their behavior involves extensive observation. They will constantly watch you, stalking your social media or trying to figure out your activities. This behavior is truly uncomfortable. If you find it creepy, please comment, "So creepy." Their constant surveillance is a well-known trait. I made a video about why narcissists are always watching you and their creepiness. Eventually, they may move on, albeit grudgingly. Like a snake seeking prey, they will search for another source of ego supply. They need this supply to feel alive. Without it, they feel dead. While they will look for another narcissist, they will miss your high-quality supply. They will continue watching you, comparing their new life to yours. Anything new or better in your life will capture their attention. Narcissists frequently compare themselves to others. Seeing you with something better or grander will eat at them, consuming them with jealousy. They will resent this imbalance and feel inadequate. By this point, their feelings or actions shouldn't matter to you. When you stop caring about their thoughts, comments, or actions, you break your emotional bond with them. This shift in focus is crucial. Completely eliminating them from your life requires indifference to them. Moving on means not looking back at your past, which once held you hostage. You will have a future free from their influence. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the creepiness of narcissistic behavior or any other observations. Please subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell to get updates when I post new videos. This way, you'll never miss my tips on dealing with narcissists and living a better life. Every day is a new opportunity to create your best life. Your journey to a healthier, happier life is just beginning, and I'm here to help you. I look forward to providing more tips and techniques in future episodes. See you then. Today, we're delving into a topic that resonates with many. What happens to narcissists when you go no contact with them? It's a subject that invites curiosity, offering insights into the narcissistic psyche when communication is abruptly severed. The dynamics of going no contact can vary widely, depending on the depth and duration of the relationship with the narcissist. Today, we're unraveling these intricacies, equipping you with a deeper understanding of what to anticipate when you make the bold decision to cease communication with a narcissistic individual. When you initiate no contact with a narcissist, their reaction is often predictable. They perceive it as your responsibility to re-establish contact, not theirs. Initially, they exude confidence in their ability to undermine your resolve, fueled by the belief in their superiority and your perceived emotional vulnerability. They gamble on the assumption that your emotions will sway you, ultimately leading you back into their orbit. Why do they harbor such beliefs? Well, they view you as the emotional and empathetic one, traits they deem as weaknesses. They anticipate that your emotions will overpower you, compelling you to succumb to their allure sooner or later. Hence, it's imperative to adhere steadfastly to your decision of maintaining complete no contact. This means refraining from any form of communication, regardless of occasions like their birthday or that of their mother, with whom you might share a positive report. When you implement the no-contact rule with a narcissist, you're effectively signaling the end of the relationship. However, don't expect them to be deeply affected by your absence. Their lack of empathy means they won't lose sleep over your well-being. Instead, they swiftly move on to seek validation and attention from other sources, often already grooming a backup while still in the relationship with you. Their fear of being alone drives them to constantly seek out new prospects. With you out of the picture, they immerse themselves in their new supply, relishing the excitement of something fresh. Simultaneously, they keep their options open in case things sour with the new person. Your welfare isn't a priority for them during this phase. However, if their new endeavor fails or if they encounter resistance, they might reconsider their stance. Closure isn't typically a priority for narcissists, as they prefer to maintain flexibility in their choices. They may only relent after a dramatic confrontation. While not all narcissists return, many do, particularly if they perceive something of value still within reach, such as physical intimacy, financial assets, or social status. They might attempt to re-enter your life in pursuit of their desires, especially if they believe there's something they stand to gain. They employ tactics like hovering, aiming to draw you back into the relationship. Typically, this occurs when they tire of their current supply or believe enough time has elapsed for you to overlook their previous mistreatment. Suppose you severed contact due to discovering their manipulative behavior or suspicions of infidelity. In such cases, the narcissist bites their time, shifts focus to a new target, and then attempts to re-enter your life. This marks the onset of hoovering, characterized by messages such as, "How have you been?" or "Long time no talk," as they endeavor to re-engage you while sidestepping acknowledgement of past issues. Discovering the narcissist's deceitful facade and broken promises can be jarring. Their once charming demeanor and pledges of a shared future unravel as falsehoods, leaving you devastated. Opting to cut off contact thrusts you into an emotional abyss, devoid of a safety net, grappling with the disillusionment of a love you earnestly believed in. The aftermath is tumultuous, leaving you shattered, bewildered, and questioning how the narcissist could transition from affectionate gestures to indifference. Once they perceive they've ensnared you, the veneer of affection begins to dissipate. Secure in the belief they've secured your loyalty, they relinquish the facade. Subsequently, their attention shifts to seeking out new targets, treating relationships as a game to conquer. Narcissists harbor insatiable desires, perpetually seeking novelty and validation, even if content in their current situation, all the while keeping you on standby as a fallback option. When you uncover their manipulative games and decide to sever ties, narcissists swiftly pivot to a new target. But here's the twist: they'll likely attempt to reel you back in at some point. People often ponder, Do narcissists feel the absence during no contact? It's crucial to grasp that a narcissist's mindset diverges drastically from yours. They may yearn for the favors you bestowed upon them, but they won't yearn for you as a person or as their soulmate. If they genuinely cherished you, they wouldn't gamble with losing you to another. Believe me, I've witnessed enough to understand that a narcissist would never relinquish someone they truly valued. Even if there's a flicker of fondness or concern, narcissists always prioritize themselves. They'll be engrossed in their newfound well of attention, scarcely sparing a thought for your well-being. Many narcissists assume you'll forever linger in the wings, awaiting their return, convinced that none can match the allure you once held for them. It's a narrative they convince themselves of. Yet, what truly disorients a narcissist is discovering you've embarked on a new romantic journey. That's when it dawns on them that someone else now revels in the attention they once commanded. Their reaction hinges on the business of their life. If surrounded by a throng of admirers, they'll likely overlook your pursuits. However, during moments of upheaval or loneliness, they'll attempt to ensnare you once more. Narcissists employ a myriad of tactics, including sweet talk and attempts to reignite feelings of desire. Yet, when a narcissist endeavors to reclaim your affection, ponder this. If they genuinely loved or cared for you, would they have jeopardized your connection in the first place? Someone who authentically valued you would have strived to resolve issues rather than vanishing, only to resurface later. Should you have cut ties with a narcissist and they refrain from re-establishing contact for an extended period, it may indicate their attachment wasn't as profound as they purported. Keep in mind, narcissists prioritize their own interests. If they endeavor to re-enter your life, it's often due to failure elsewhere or lingering desires. They may seek to test your susceptibility to manipulation, viewing any interaction as an opportunity to gauge your vulnerability. Reflect on past encounters, the deceit, manipulation, and potential betrayals. They likely peddled a distorted version of reality, masking their true intentions. Entertaining their presence perpetuates the cycle of toxicity. Although they may leverage their physical attractiveness in an attempt to sway you, attractiveness doesn't equate to genuine worth. While both narcissists and non-narcissists can be aesthetically pleasing, the former may exploit their appearance as a tool for manipulation, often ensnaring unsuspecting individuals. However, allowing a narcissist back into your life merely rekindles the cycle of abuse. While they might exhibit altered behavior temporarily, the underlying issues will resurface. They'll revert to ignoring you and potentially engage in deceitful behavior behind your back. Moreover, they'll perceive your acquiescence as a sign of weakness or gullibility, reinforcing their belief that you'll always be at their disposal even if confronted with arguments or subsequent attempts to sever ties. Repeatedly returning to a narcissist portrays desperation. Each reconciliation signals tolerance for their behavior, diminishing your standing in their eyes. It's imperative to address relationship issues directly from the outset. While disagreements are natural and space may be necessary at times, prolonged separations can detrimentally impact the relationship. During these intervals, both parties may engage with others, leading to complications upon reunification, such as concerns about new connections formed during the break. If efforts to reconcile and compromise prove futile, it may indicate that the relationship is untenable. This holds particularly true in serious relationships or marriages involving children, as resolving conflicts is paramount for their well-being. Children are profoundly affected by parental dynamics, underscoring the importance of considering their welfare. Furthermore, it's vital to contemplate the repercussions of one's actions. Regrettably, Many act without considering the broader implications, including the impact on family members. Opting for no contact necessitates a definitive severance of ties. Bid farewell, acknowledge the toxicity of the relationship, and recognize that any fleeting moments of happiness were eclipsed by adversity. Trust forms the bedrock of healthy relationships, and enduring perpetual fear of emotional harm is unsustainable. While initiating no contact may entail challenges and moments of solitude, it far surpasses the alternative of languishing in a toxic relationship. Continuously allowing a narcissist to transgress boundaries will inevitably culminate in a breaking point, compelling one party to walk away. Keep in mind that life is fleeting, and investing time in the wrong relationships can be a significant misstep. Prioritize discernment in your interactions and safeguard your time from individuals lacking transparency or resorting to gaslighting. Instead, seek connections with mature individuals who prioritize honest communication and cooperation in navigating life's hurdles. When employing the no-contact approach with a narcissist, consider utilizing the gray rock technique. This method involves maintaining emotional detachment and unresponsiveness, effectively making yourself unappealing to them. Block them across all platforms and remain silent if approached by anyone associated with them. For those co-parenting with a narcissist, adhere strictly to legal guidelines regarding communication and custody arrangements. We trust this video has imparted valuable insights. If you found it beneficial, remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more enlightening content. Additionally, explore the complimentary book and one-on-one consultation provided in the description below. Thank you for tuning in.